Okay, here we are. The goal here today is to implement the GNU find utility. You can read all about it at man1 find. So basically it searches for files in the directory hierarchy. If you have never used this program, you can use it something like, let's say, so I go back this one note. So this one. So we have currently all these folders in this directory, and suppose I want to find every file in this, then I just type in find dot and it will list out all the files. Every folder, every file, it will just recursively walk all the directories, and it will just print all the file names. Now the find can do more than that, of course, but like find in current folder or current directory, start from the current directory, and let's say we say I name as something like, let's say graphics.c. We want to know to see something like graphics.c. So it will just find just this file, the exact name there. Now of course there's many other things also, like you can do find dot I name star graph star, and it will show you graphics library. I don't know why graphics.h is not being shown here. I delete that that contains graphics.c as well. Okay, let's try this one, graphics library. I'm not that good with this one. There is another utility, but find it has many options. As you can see, you can just say access time minimum. I have not used it that much. REGEX, I think REGEX is the one we are looking at. So find dot REGEX graph. I have to give it something like dot star. And now it says all the graphics live. This is also being pointed out because although the file name is a.out, the path contains graph in its name. So when we search for dot star, which is match any character, then graph, and then any character, just found out all the things. And this one also, grapheme splitter, is also being found out. Yeah, most of them, I think these are all the things that are being found. So we can say something like, let's say instead of this, we just need to find out anything with test in it. So now we have I think a bigger list. Yeah, basically any entry which contains test in it would be logged out. So you can find out more of this thing, and there is also another thing. You can execute a particular command on all the entries that it finds. That might be helpful. So something like find, let's say, and we regex so let's say this one, we found on this one. Let's say for this we want to execute, let's say the default thing is to let's say you want to move this whole thing to another folder, so we just say mv one. This curly braces would be replaced with the actual path, so this would be replaced with this one and all of them sequentially. So and we just say okay, let's create a test directory mk test find, and we say find I regex dot star graphics dot star exec mv, and we say move them to this find, and we have to add it slash here because this needs to be added, so that otherwise this would be the marking that this command execute command, this thing is complete. So if it this thing is required, otherwise it will keep on trying to find, it will think the command is incomplete. So no such file or library. Let's find out this find. Actually let's do find itself find. Yeah, so it basically moves this thing in all this. You see, this is being actually moved. I think this one is coming because of, so it has graphics.h, graphics.c, output.png, make file, main.c, output.ppm, main.out. Yeah, makes sense, I guess. Let's move this back. Test find graphics lib dot. So in our case, we're not going to implement all of this. There are many test patterns and all of this. So it has iname, which is like ignore case, and then search for in the pattern in the name. Then you can search for group, empty, and there's other types also, like it should be an executable, or like which user does this file belong to, and this is change time, access time. This is access time actually. Access time newer that. So there are many checks that you can. Size is also there, so you can check for a file with a particular size, more than a particular size or less than that. But we are not going to be implementing all of those today, obviously. And the actions, it has exec command, and this is a generic command that we tried. So we tried the mv command with this, but there are some predefined commands like this one, the delete, printf. You can add the format and it print based on that. Yeah. So what we are intending to build is something like the basic find with this part. This part is the type of the thing. So you can say find dot and type, it's a file. Let's say we just add the graphics library here also, and we say type as f, so it will list out only the files. Similarly, if we add our type D, it will point out only the directory inside it. So these are not directories, these are actual files. So this would basically it is say, okay, list out the directories only or list out the files only, and there are other types as well, links. I don't know every one of them. I have to look at the manual pages for this, but yeah, I think we are going to implement just this. So find all the entries under current directory are under a specified directory, and then based on some parameter we also say, okay, should we be printing the directories or files. We're going to implement only two types, the type equal to D and type equal to F. Okay, let's start. I have a folder called butils. So it has cat.c. This is basically the basic GNU utils, B utils. I'm creating basic utilities just for learning here. So we'll name our file which is find.c. Great. Let's start. Shift is not working. Control is also, key is a bit stuck, I guess. Okay, so we have this obligatory thing. This, let's say gcc main dot not main find.c .out. It will just say hello world because we have not done anything here, but this brings us here. Okay, so now that we're here, the first thing that we need is, let's assume that for now the directory is the current directory, so we need to list out entries in the current directory, and for the beginning we don't care if it's a file or it's a directory. Okay, so we open up another terminal, and so to open a directory the command is open dir. That's the, it's like open and open close for files, open dir and close dir for directories. So this, if you look at this one, it might have to type in man3 or man, so that you get the library section manual. It should not matter for the open directory because there is no other type of open directory. If you open dir, yeah, it still comes this one. But yeah, it's a good thing to either type in the actual section number, which in case is 3. So 3 is the section number. Okay, so it's types.int.h pointer open dir equals name. This should give us a dir entry. Name returns a pointer to the directory stream. The stream is positioned at the first entry directory. Okay, so this stream can then be read from. These are the possible error codes. Directory. File name entries can be read from a directory stream using read directory. Yeah. DRFD is also something which can be used to get the file descriptor. We don't care about that for now. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, let's say dir star dir equal to open dir, and we want to load the current directory. Current directory, and when current directory is loaded, we need to check return value and knowledge return. Okay, if grp is equal to 0, which means error number is set. We just use the helper utility, open this will print out this error codes in a more human readable format. And these are actual code numbers, so we could check for the error number value, and then based on each of these, if the error number is this one, we handle each of them properly. But for now, we just print out the error message and then exit. So now the thing is exit. Exit is part of this one. unstd stands for Unix standard. I think Unix standard.h, Unix std.h. I don't, not really sure. The value of status may be 0, exit success, exit failure, or any other value. I think exit success is 0, so exit failure might be 1. We'll use the directly down this one value. And also we didn't add this one, sorry. Types.h and exclude the dirent.h. Okay, we have made this. We open up the directory and close the air, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's close the air. Let's open up the manual for close the air as well. Same header files, we just need close the air. We can close the air and the IRB. Yeah, we don't care about this one because if this is invalid directory stream, this would not been here. Would be exiting here. So at this point, our directory is supposed to be a valid directory. Okay, now we need to know, like so it said directories file name entries can be read using read directory. We just need to take a look at read directory. So return function returns a pointer to a ent. The ent directory entry maybe. So structure representing the next directory entry in the directory stream. Okay, yeah. So this is a stream that we get by using open directory. So if we call read directory, we just get the next entry in the stream, and we just keep on doing this. Yeah, so this returns null on reaching the end of the directory stream, or if an error occurred. Okay, how do we know if it's an error or if it's an end? Return value. If the end of the directory stream is reached, null is returned and ER number is not changed. To distinguish end of stream from an error, set ER number to 0 before calling read and check. Okay, this might be required. Okay, so what it is saying is, let's say we open up an infinite loop and we call read directory. So what was the structure again? DINT. Okay, and we say entry equal to, before doing entry we just set ERR number, but ERR number requires a integer variable ERR number, so we need to add this thing as well. Equal to 0, and then we call read equal to read dirp if entry is not equal to 0, which means we are either at the end or there is an error happened. If ERR number is not equal to 0, so which means an error happened, and in that case we just could not read directory, and we just log this and we break. And then, but if it is not this one and this one, then also we break. So basically we just reach the end. This one means error happened, and this one means the end of directory. So there are basically no more entries. That would be a better. So this can be, so if the error number is not equal to 0, so we know definitely that this is an error, and we log the error, and in any case we break this as well. If entry is equal to 0, so it would be this one as well. And now we need the read directory again to see the structure of DRT, what we get in this. So inode number, not an offset. Okay, this is a different thing. Length of this record, the type of file. Okay, not supported by all file system types. Dname, null terminated file name. Yeah, this is the main thing that we care for. This gives us the name of the entry, but I also want to see if the d type, d type, macro stands for this one, dtvl. Okay, this is a block device. dtchr, dt directory, and dtreg. So this might be it. So we say so we just print this thing now, printf, and we just say %s, and we just say entry dot, what's that thing again, dname. Dname. Why is it not entry? Sorry, entry is a pointer, so we need to use the arrow, the pointer indirection operator instead of the regular dot for structure. Okay, So we just do this find.c and /a.out. Okay, we are getting there. So if we run a.out, it just lists out these entries. Let's add some things here. Entry and find out. So entry a.out, entry dot get.c, find.c, and this should be similar to this one. So a.out, it is much more like ls, like an a basically. So dot is the current directory, which is this one, and dot slash is the previous directory. The get and find and a.out, 3 files. But this is good. I like the entries to be sorted like this one, so that these directories are sorted beforehand, but for now it will do. But what I need is if I can get more information out of this. If let's switch case on this one, switch on entry, this thing, d type, and be the case for gtdir, it's a directory. And we say it's a file, %send, okay, we just say okay. So if it's a directory, we say it's a directory. If it's a file, it's a file, and if otherwise, we just say it's an entry. That makes sense for now at least. Main.c, we just compile. Sorry, it's not main.c, it's c find.c /a.out. This is a file, this is a directory, this is a file, and then a directory. Okay, this is working great, like we expected. Okay, now I want to recurse. I want to recurse into the subdirectory. So if it's a directory, we do this thing again for that particular directory. Okay, so in that case, and we also want to get the okay, what happens if we we have not added this. Okay, we need to add some parameters. So in argc chr **argv, and we say constant, not constant, chr base directory equal to, let's say, base directory 1024. If argc is greater than 1, so the first CLI parameter would be a base directory if it's provided. So if the argument count is greater than 1, so we say just copy the base directory equal to or basically cpuy. Just copy into base directory the value of argv1, else strcpy base directory, and we just copy top. Yeah, I think we can, and we need the string as well, otherwise this strcpa function is defined in the string.hrefl. So we did this one. This is the should be base dir. Okay, let's find out this thing. So gcc find out c dot out this one, and if you say this one, yeah, this makes sense. So if we supply in the previous directory, this would go into this one, the personal directory. Makes sense. So you cannot supply any custom directories, and we also want to see if it's a file or a this one. Okay, for now let's keep that aside, and we log everything, and we try to find out a way to read multiple directories. Obviously we want a list of directory pointers, so you open directories on all of them, and okay. Okay, first let's create a function for this one. Int walk directory dir chr star dir, and currently only need this one. Okay, so this one from this one, we delete this one. Base directory, we want this directory. We don't need this one, so we just say return here, and based on this we can later find out this thing. Okay, so instead of handling the errors ourselves, we just return the error and close directory. If return close directory would be a better choice. So close directory would return 0, I think, if it's successful. Every function returns 0 and successful, and error -1 is returned, and ER number is set. Okay, we are doing this not the correct way. So return -1, and error number would be, you'd get the error number directly, -1. So we return -1 if it is at any point if it's an error, and I want to get the funds. Sorry about that. Okay, what happens if we work directory is currently going to print all of this. Let's do this and then we refactor out this thing. In if work directory str is not less than 0, we say error, we failed, and we log the error and we say exit 1. See, keep forgetting about this one. And this makes sense. This is working. Let's say we say buffer session, and this is fill. Yeah, this makes sense. Although we might not. We'll think about this later. Okay, now that we have work directory configured, switch case. Okay, this one is the switch case, and how about we add a callback function here, and we in this function actually. So and we say so something like a callback here, which should be provided with the entry, exec entry, and then yeah, so like a apply function of sorts. So okay, so we need a function returning void, and I always forget the call function pointer syntax in C. Let's see, this is the function and it will take in a dir dnt actually. Might be good, I'm not sure. So we want a function pointer, in this we define the variable name is apply, and it will take in a pointer to a directory entry, and it will return void. Okay, so we don't handle these things, and we just call this one apply entry. Let's say so we just call, because it's this thing, we can directly call it and apply it. Okay, and which we call this like print entry, and this would be like struct entry star entry. You can name this as we want. This is name doesn't matter, and switch entry d type. Why is it not this? Is not and entry d type and entry DRENT, not DRENTRY. Okay, so this is done, and okay, Okay, so we call the base that apply, and we say print entry is the function to apply on. This is not working obviously because I might have messed up the signature here, I think. Is this it? Maybe address of print. I'm not sure I know this correctly. Let's find out what's the error says. Fine, let's see. Passing argument to override when equal to fill pointer type. Okay, void star. This is a void star distinction. This is okay. Okay, this has to be this way. But expected void star. This one, that argument is expected this one. I just say expected this one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and we say star. So we just say this one. And okay, now this works. Okay, so edit out. Yeah, so basically we have now abstracted out the functions. We can apply functions. We can apply any function actually. So later let's say we print entry, and let's say we copy the whole thing, and we say this thing a print files only. And we don't add this condition d2j because it's and okay, I need to move now this. Print entry, instead of print entry we just say print files only. Now if we do this one, so gcc find.c, just take that out. See this, it is not printing anything except the files. But if we do it not this way, now it is logging the directories and so we can kind of make things a bit print files only, print entry, whatever, print dirs only, okay, and we set this one or maybe what we can do is we can void star, and we also need a combination of both of them, so we just need ip, so print all and something like this one, and we don't need this one for now. It's fun. And we just say so if we just, or maybe what we can do is this one, so print all entries. Actually we don't need any of this. So based on this, okay, so we shall say void star apply, we should take in a pointer of apply function, we should take in a pointer to struct trent star is equal to print all entries by default. Actually we can do this one also directly itself, so we don't need the else condition here. This is okay, so if by default the base directory is the current directory, and if the argument is greater than 1, we copy that directory into base directory, otherwise it is already there, so we don't care. Similarly, if c is greater than 2, which means that we have received our second argument, which can be either a d. If RGV switch, actually we can switch GV 2 and we say case D, apply function equal to print dirs only. Case in case F, we should say apply function equal to print files only. Break and default, we don't need default because it's already there. What is this? Integer type, switch needs to be an integer type. Okay, the star repeat to the first character of this one, so we just do first. Okay, 16k. This thing is formatted wrongly. For now, let's say the return statement, so this thing is formatted properly. So if it's a D, we say print this only, and here we just say apply function. Yeah, so if it's by default, the base directory is this one, and apply function is print all entries, which is the default. If you don't supply anything, just goes to this one and prints all the entries, which is prints all the entries. But then if you supply in a thing called D, then it will go to print directories only, which prints only the directories, and if you say print files only, we print the files. So we should be good here. cc find dot c dot out dot n, which only directories. This one we printed only the directories, and we say only the files, and we don't give it anything, just we get everything. This is kind of what we need, except that now we need to recurse into subdirectories. Okay, so recursing into subdirectories, work directory. So if it say we apply it on the entry, so which can basically get a print whatever, and then we say work directory, no, this one, if entry d type, I guess it is equal to dt dir, and then we work directory. Okay, we need to join this thing. Okay, let's bring out something. Okay, so char subdirectory, let's say we say 1024 because we don't expect anything bigger than that. Before we work directory, we need to ensure subdirectory. So s printf %s %s, let's say, and we say directory subdirectory. For now, let's print this thing. To do recurs into %f subdir. So we should be able to see this now. Okay, just a log basically. C /header dot segment now. Classic. For this entity type is equal to dt directory. What did we miss? We applied on the entry. Then the entry's type is the directory. We printf on. Okay, maybe printf is we. Okay, printf requires the first thing to be sub. Not subdirectory. Okay, subdir, and we just add this one. Okay. Okay, so basically we take the directory and the entry's directory name. I don't know what I thought about this one. I completely omitted this one first. I didn't know what I thought to be, but then we combined it in this format and we add it to this one. I mean, set this one with that. So now this thing should be working. Recurs into dot slash, recurs into double dot. Okay, we don't want to recurse into double dot and we don't want to recurse into dot. Okay, for now let's say we don't want to recurse if anything it contains dot. If an entry the name 0 equal to dot. So if it starts with dot, we ignore basically, or we say if it's only then we go in. So in that case, find the seed, say dot. We don't do this, but if we say dot recurs into all these things. So say github.io, then we say .io. Okay, we need the directories. We need to do this printf. We need to do this something. Let's get me a minute. Okay, just the directory and so we just say we just added directory in this one and we color this thing. Let's say for now x1b 0, let's say 32m and x1b 0 32 0. This one. Take a look at take a look at this one in asset code. Si escape codes. Okay, don't have internet. That's just for now, I think. Okay, my router is not working. I have to restart this. But look at ANSI escape codes in Wikipedia, and you find this how to do this thing in the color section. Basically, it takes the format of x1b, and then this one is like 0 for regular, 1 for bold, I guess, and then the color code. So this one is like the style, you can say, maybe, and then the color code M, it ends with M, so that's why it ends with M. When you say 0M, it just says okay, just revert to the normal terminal color. So here we are basically saying BFM just refer to 32. 32 is the color, if I remember correctly, is for yellow. 31 is for red, 1 is for red. It starts from 31 to 37, 7 colors. 30 to 37 actually, 0 to 7. 0 is the black and 7 is the white, so 8 colors. And these are like 3 are like the regular colors, not the bold colors. So this one 30 is yellow, 30 is black, 31 is red, 32 is yellow, 33 is green, I think, 34 is blue. I don't remember all of them, but 37 is white. You can also do 97, 90. Instead of 3, you can do 9, which should bring up more brighter color. No? Okay, let's do 92 just to see. Maybe what you can do is okay, P, and for this one we just say J7, or actually we don't need a color in this one. Let's say maybe 30, I don't know, 4. So we add 92, which would be a bright yellow for the directory, and a normal blue for the files. Okay, 32 is not green, blue, it's yellow, which I don't like actually. So let's do 93. Yeah, so this is less. So these are the directories. Obviously, it is not able to find any files here because this one is not looking good. Okay, here test, and if we say dot recursion to that to test. Okay, so we need to consider this. So this might, because we did this, then it will work because we don't have a slash at the end. Then the directory entry would contain a slash. But if it doesn't contain a slash, like this one, dot slash, let's say. Okay, we need to check if the current directory ends with a slash and remove it basically. Otherwise we'd be getting this one, right? Otherwise we'd be getting this one. So dot slash dot double slash, which is not correct. It should be dot slash only. Okay, so subject, yeah. If FTR alien dir, so if dir minus 1 is equal to slash, then we say dir, yes, dir alien dir minus 1 equal to 0, which means basically end it there, we don't need more. Are we using the entries anywhere? This should be working now. We're basically saying keep take a look at the last character, which is this one, and if this last character is slash, then we replace the last character with 0. This is so basically to replace it with the null character, and so basically the string would end there, because see, the strings are null terminated. So this one is equivalent to this one, the same thing, both the same thing. So now if you see, I need to see find.c comparison between your point. Okay, you need to use the character and not the string. What was I thinking? Okay, this one without dot slash. So now it is doing this one properly, and if we say it's dot slash, then also it's doing properly. This is working. So now we can recurse into this directory now. Instead of printing just a recurse into this one, we actually yeah, okay, recurse into that. What about we do this? Just walk if walk directory subdirectory, and the apply function we just copy in whatever was provided is less than 0, means some error happened, we return -1. Result is less than 0, so we return recurse dir result, because at any point it might fail. So even if we are going inside the subdirectory and it fails, then we stop right then and there. If it doesn't, then we go okay. Find the C. Again, let's also that out. Okay, we don't need to go into surprisingly we don't. if strcmp subdirectory and dot slash strcmp basically compare two strings, it returns integer less than equal to or greater than 0 if s1 or the first is found, respectively it will be less than to match. Okay, so if it matches then it would be 0. So if equal to 0 or strcmp subdirectory dot slash equal to 0, we don't want to go there. Not equal to 0 and only then we need to okay, so this thing what we need to do is if subject is not equal to dot slash or subject is not equal to dot slash, then we move in. Why is there all these entries twice? We don't want to the color seems to be 94, 34, and we just 94. Let's see, and if we say plus, makes sense, but it's a big graphics lib out of game. Okay, so basically it just lists the directory names. Obviously we have to do, we are not going inside we're not going inside I don't need this for now. Not going inside anything starts with dot, we are not printing it, and we are considering the apply to be different of the subject grouping. So but this will work for now, and we are doing all of this here, which might clean this up. Subdirectory, we're creating the subdirectory. If it is not this thing, we call directory, and apply needs to accept the directory. So that this thing is there, and apply we just say once usr star directory, and apply function, which is print all entries, and we also do it here. Print files only, we also do it here. So subdirectory, and we print %s say there search for printf print files only print. Sorted. GCC find dot c out. Okay, makes sense because we are properly doing this thing now. One thing I got to do, 94, and don't need the colors in this thing because it is just much better actually. Library makes sense. Okay, all we got to do is match this thing. We need to match entries, which should be done by walk directory. So walk directory basically matching should be tree.name not equal to this one. This part should be matched. Okay. We need regular expression for this. So if we supply a regular expression, match function basically start with the match function. Okay, what if we strcmp, just need something similar. It says str start with or something. No, any function I don't know. Regex, how to use regex in C now. User include string.h. We just need to find string.h. This one. H, and we find all the functions set copy. This should be too long. By default, let's say strcpy. str starts with. Okay, so basically we can try building a start with ourselves. And then search can do this one. So basically we need a match function also. Okay, let's say we asking for a match function, and we match function say function int match match pattern, and chr star tr and constant chr star pattern to the return 0 on success. Basically return 0 on match. Return 2 on match, return 1 on match. Return 1 on match basically. So we need to look at the pattern. So let's say for now, let's say keep it simple. If strcmp str pattern equal to 0 and we return 1, return 0. So the pattern is exactly equal, then we return 1. In the work directory we just find match pattern, and work directory we just add int star match, which should accept constant chr star str, constant star so we need this thing. So in if it's a match function, and we need to do this if match entry name and just it should not take the pattern also. Just let's say this one. If we don't care about the pattern here, so equal to 1 match. Is it no, not the entry name 0? So we match the entry name, and if it is, let's do 0 itself. Match function, we need to match function int match, which should be a constant chr star str, and it will return match pattern. What the heck I'm doing? So we need to supply in a match function, which should basically, yeah, of course, pattern 1024 0, and we just say match pattern. So this should be that, and we apply match pattern here, and the pattern, let's say pattern is okay, let's do this one. If pattern 0 is equal to 0, which means pattern doesn't exist, we just return true. Otherwise we return this one, and by default the pattern should be 0. The result is 0, but if you supply any parameter gc is return 3, then strcpy pattern rgv2. We need to do is, this is the base directory. Okay, so match pattern, if the pattern is empty, the match all, otherwise, so pattern is equal to 0. If 0, then we return true, and we go here equal to 0, not, then we apply. Okay, that's we forgot to enter this thing, but how did we get this? Pattern. Okay, we just need to supply match. And declare what is the function called? No, match. Okay, so if we just pass in the match also, just in case, and here we just pass in match pattern. Not working, the pattern is not working. Just see without, and if we don't give it anything, we get all of them. And if we do this one, we get, I don't know why it is, we have to fix this one. Oh, because match is basically matching this one also. So what happens if we do need to have something for all? Default is in use, you can just supply anything. Okay, all basically you can supply anything, and we say we search for this thing, sleep. Yes, let's see. And this is good. Able to search this. Let's say main.c. These are all the main.c files we have. This kind of works. This works, albeit there are some particular issues with this one. If we say, don't say this one. Okay, what about if we just find something like ds algo or maybe dead? Yeah, finds it. How about something subdirectory like this one, old? Yeah, it finds it. So this thing, apply, which is the print entries. All entries. So we need to if entry the name dot slash wait a minute. Graphics library dot slash graphics library dot slash dot slash. Okay, so we need to find a way to, I'm thinking this one, if and crcmp entry the name and dot slash equal to 0, or strcmp entry the name dot slash equal to 0, then we need to do it differently, which is printf x1b 093m percentage. We don't need to log this entries. We need to log this actually. every so it first finds out this one, then it finds out the subject tree, then it this thing, and we are not recursing into subject tree if I remember correctly. So we're not recursing into subject trees. This one. No, this one. Not equal to. It cannot have dot at the beginning, otherwise we are not. Oh, okay, this one is not there. So we are just adding it here. I need to make this formatting a bit more explicit, otherwise this is difficult to track. There's difficult to track. ECC find.c without. Okay, now we don't log this, and if we say type D and we say plugin, we have two plugins, better session plugin, auto-page.pm plugin. This makes sense, and we can search for all plugin. Just makes it a bit more colored actually. Plugin, let's say main.c, main. At least we can search for exact directory names now. But the match function has to be exact. That's how our match works currently. Match pattern, this one. So say empty, you can supply an empty to match everything, and otherwise it has to be exactly the same. I'll stop this for now, I guess. We achieved the basic thing, and the stream is getting longer also. So I would need some kind of a proper CLI params parsing something something like get opt maybe. Parse parse command line options. Yeah, maybe with okay, and we want tree, we need to find the match pattern. To do add regex, maybe that makes sense. Is there something called regex? We do have something called regex in the standard library. Regex, REGEX. Cflex regex is the pattern, and reject exec. What's reject exec and what is regex compare? To compile regular space form that is switchable for subsequent. regex also. We need to compile the regex first and then do this. To yeah, I'm getting a bit tired now. I have to find do this thing later, but this seems like we can take this up in the subsequent video maybe. It's can be used to compile a regular expression into a form that is suitable for we just compare we find, so we get regex t. This one we get the preg will hold this one, and then when we need to reject x, we just supply that pregex. Okay, pregex pointer to regex. Then we first string, passing the string sides t match. Okay, one match regex match t, now label just t match. Okay, so it will fill up all the matches maybe. That's how it, and int let me just find out used to okay, just it will be twice 0. What about man3 regex? But I have to, this is the exact page, so I don't have another page. Matching. Oh, okay, this one does n match plus 1 number of sub expressions. That's the value of submatch plus 1 is n match 2 reject is sufficient to get matches. Okay, we have to just need to see how the return value works. Now reporting return 0 for successful match or rejects no match for failure. Okay, what is the match offsets? This is nullable, so we can just do this like a null and eflex. What is the eflex? Matching eflex. Eflex is the bitwise 0 fallen flex. Okay, let's try this something. We say int match regex once char star here if, and we need to regex t if reject and we supply regex and regex dot technique was the matching part. REN sub. And this should be 0 and eflex should also be 0, so we can do this here too. And we need this header file, this regex.regex. And we need to supply in a pattern. Okay, let's say we pattern, no, this should be regex compilation, compile dress up and pattern is RGB3 and C flex. The C flex is case extended. Extended seems fine for now. If what's the return value of this int, but what does it return actually? But look, but what's the return value? Return 0 for a successful comparison error with a failure. Okay, and this thing is if equal to not equal to 0. For now, we just log this. Printf regex compile failed. Okay, otherwise we get this in the pattern and we just this thing. What was it? Regex. Find.c. Nice. Yeah. Not. Star and then end match then we pass in 0 0. That was less, and we pass in this thing all, and we pass in a pattern, say graph. Okay, we need to find this thing. Of course, this is going to be df0, and we say this is just a prg. This is like top, and this is address of p pointer is. Okay, I don't know now what's happening exactly. Just the buffer, and we build the regex t, which is to 0. It should return 0 for successful. So this is supposed to be okay. B 0 1 2 3. This is the pattern. Betray, file failed, which is edited, strict, rejects, cflex. We have, what did we give cflex? I think what we have to do is we have to match the matching part. We have to provide pmatch and match. Okay, so we have to do this. How many match? So if this is 0, then so match rejects. Okay, we need a rejects match t match equal to 0, but then why is it the star p match equal to 0, and when we compile this, we allocate memory match equal to malloc. This should be like dot and what was that variable name again? REN sub. Sub plus 1 into reg match t. This reg match t, reg match t, size of, and we need to alloc some for malloc, I guess. This and when we go out, we just at any point, okay, if we are exiting, we need to free this free pmatch. So we free pmatch to I need to do this separately, I guess. Pretty much is just okay. We are not in the regex. We are also supplying 0, but now we can match match because we have this thing now. Yeah, I think we are sorted now. Okay, if we start for main, yeah, this is main. Okay, search for module, maybe all the node modules, module bundle also makes sense. Let's see. Okay, this is good. How much time does it take? System time is 0.32, user time is 0.002. So system time is it spends most of its time in system, which is understandable. Okay, what about if I personal? Okay, let's say they search the whole thing, or maybe this one, like the field permission denied. Some folder might have permission denied. If we just search for src, okay. What happens if we just search for main, maybe? Okay. And how much does the same thing takes for? We have 392 seconds. Let's say we do this. Find dot src and vi regex main. REGEX main, yeah, REGEX. Okay, it has to be dot star. Our syntax is better than that. This is fine, honestly. Okay. and wc hyphen 4665, but ours might not be 4665 because we are doing this. Okay. 2165, which is understandable because you're not going inside dot folder starting with dot. So how about this? How can we compare? So these things are ignored because we are ignoring this one. Okay, what about we not ignore this? Maybe it should go there, but now okay. So if they're not going inside dot slash, this one is not required. What did we change this cost? Not equal to dot. Okay, if it is equal to dot, then we don't even go inside. We need to call entry, the name is dot, or entry the name is equal to dot slash. Then we don't move if it is not, both are not equal to 0, which means it is not dot and it is not dot slash. Oma Robao. How about we do this? Is it not going this far? What are we missing? Is it going inside .config home personnel API server .files? Okay, .files. It is going inside dot. So why is it not getting this? Okay, and Excluding the directory, this is not including directory, so excluding directory is only getting to for this one. And grep dot, let's say dot config is going inside this thing, but still it's not listing all the things. It's not listing all the things because we are not listing all the things. We are not listing links. We are not listing this thing. Is that help, and the type is link. So this one is access this one. We don't count this, and we count type L2732. Two, 2732, and if we do this file, does this 30,000 files on. Okay, so it is because of the other links and stuff. So if we do find 243.286 and if we do the same thing here, just files, it's still 243.286. Okay, we are actually sorted. So now I want to search for config, but the star, and we time it. We did search with 1.147 seconds, and this is type of F inside src and regex for config containing config. Okay, time /head.out, and we search in home/src, and type is file and pattern is config. Did we actually get faster with this? Are we sure we get fast? WC-L, how many maps does it find? WC-L, it is finding much more matches for this. What happens if we do the same thing in here? Just to be exactly still dot star and dot star 617. It's still finding only 6173. REGEX. Okay, it's case insensitive regex, so might help. Wait, there's only it's called just regex. Still not sure I understand what it is actually skipping, but because if we don't list everything properly, same thing, we don't need this. Just compare the same way. Yeah, we need to. I need to take a look at this. For now, I think we will stop it here. We'll try to find out what the issue is actually.